Hey everyone, it's General Rice the Historian here, and today we're going to be playing 1800. However, as the winning candidate, we have to win Maryland, which means Thomas Jefferson won in 1800, so that means we have to play as Jefferson and win Maryland. So, um, as if you guys saw the first video, 1796, we successfully won Maryland as John Adams in 1796. Which means we can now move on to 1800. So we're gonna select the Republicans, Jefferson and Burr. So it says current Vice President and lead author of the Declaration of Independence, Thomas Jefferson, is back again after his loss to President Adams in 1796. While Jefferson was the underdog in 1796, John Adams' signing of Alien and Seditions Act, the XYZ affair, and his recent tax hikes will make this election much different. Jefferson enters the race with a huge advantage, and winning should be easy. He simply needs to ride his wave of popularity, rally enough votes, and the newly built Capitol on the Potomac will be his residence for at least 4 years. To win the largest number of votes possible, Jefferson might also look to moderate some issues, such as his tone on grants. All right, and of course, we're going to select Aaron Burr because it's the only, candidate. So, yep, let's play normal. Alright, so first we're going to be playing as the Hamilton Federalist. Mr. Hamilton, your word holds commanding sway over our partymen, perhaps more so than President Adams himself. Given your differences with President Adams and the gamesmanship between Jefferson and Burr, plans all your scenarios will be essential. Should the Republic come down to an Article 2 contingent election, whom shall your allies support? Um, well, we want Jefferson. We do not want Burr. We want Jefferson. So, it shall be relayed to Congress. Your partymen seem to favor Burr, but this may make the difference. Okay. March 1797. You have unfortunately lost the presidency to John Adams. However, pursuant to Article 2 of the Constitution, you shall assume office as the vice president. How shall you proceed? Taking a more extreme approach. Um, yeah. Um, yeah. We're gonna do the second option. I believe at first Jefferson tried to make it work with Adams. However, at the end, they were just not getting along. So taking such a role works wonder for your image and in contrast with Federalists. Let's see how we're doing in Maryland. Okay, Maryland should be pretty easy to win because we're winning by 20. So this one should be hopefully pretty easy. So, North Carolina's pretty close. All right. 1799. With the New York legislature up for grabs, how will you seek champion to the Republican cause? The Federalists control the body but appear vulnerable. Let me do this real quick. All right. The results of the Manhattan Company speaks for themselves. Our partymen have worked for the benefit of New York and her people, and the Federalists struggle to the contrary. As a soldier, logical conclusion, the Federalists. Okay, now let's do this one. Clinton works with that, and New York is in Republican control. Nice. All right. So now they are in Republican control. That is wonderful. All right. Fry's insurrection in Pennsylvania remains ongoing, where Dutch farmers are protesting against federal taxation. A response is necessary to ensure the security of the state. What shall you propose to manage the grievances of these citizens? I condemn the acts of insurrection. I could I commend President. I would do as he did. Now, these actions are easy to understand. I'm happy to say about their support. Only to what happened. Outright endorsement of is not the way to get scores. Okay, all right. Okay, I thought that meant condemning Adams. I did not know it was agreeing to him, but we're still doing good either way. So yeah. New York has just begun the resolutions on for gradual abolition of slavery. What is your opinion as to the institution of slavery as it relates to abolition measures? Um, we're gonna do the third option because I feel like Jefferson agreed with like state rights and stuff. So this is one way to address it to sound neither like a hypocrite nor a Scrooge. All right, cool, cool, cool. All right, all right, that helped us. Okay. The Logan Act was officially passed in response to George Logan's unofficial attempt to negotiate peace between the U.S. and France. This act continues to prosecute those who have unauthorized negotiation with foreign powers. Do you believe this legislation is necessary? Um, we're gonna avoid it. No harm, no foul. All right, we're gonna avoid it because I do not know if that's really a trap or not. So we do not want to fall for Adam's tricks. So the Alien Sedition Act have now been passed. These have implemented further immigration controls and have tightened speech rules surrounding the presidency. Republicans across our republic are outraged. All right, I no, yeah. Weaving in your respect with your adverse statesmanly into the night, you prepare a condemnation for a state's legislature. Nice. All right. So, still doing great. So, you have penned the resolution for the Kentucky legislature in condemnation of the Alien Sedition Act. Speculation over their authorship is mounting. How will you treat your role in their authorship? Um, yeah, let's do this. Madison is peeved at your reveal of his authorship. All right, cool. All right, so yeah, we're probably gonna win Maryland this time. The threat from abroad still remains an urgent issue, and discussions have intensified over the merits of reducing spending on armed forces. How do you reconcile with your positions on lesser military funding in light of these threats? Um, I'm probably gonna go with the first one and see what happens. This is a good defensive view position but one that brings in little. All right, that's fine, I guess. All right. Tragedy strikes as George Washington has passed away and will be laid to rest at an upcoming funeral. You and the late statesman have held a complex relationship. Yeah. Um, no, don't say the first one. That is just no, because Washington, you know, did not believe in political parties. So, saying that will basically hurt you a lot. So, I will say yes, attend. All right. The Federalists accuse you of attending. Must they be so disrespectful? Exactly. Must they be so disrespectful? I mean, literally, John Adams was vice president to Washington. So, yeah. After hearing the news, unresolved troubles following the French embassy's demands stemming from the XYZ episode, public concern is mounting over how the United States is dealing with France. What do you make of the French situation? Yeah, why not? Because what you need. Okay, all right. Okay, it really doesn't matter if we do like attack Adams because I mean we're gonna win the election either way. So your surrogates have moved into higher gear for the upcoming election. What shall be your main line of attack against Adams? Probably not the second one because you know. Um, yeah, let's just tack on the Alien Sedition Acts. All right, cool. Yeah. Reports have detailed interruptions in shipping caused by British influence. Questions are starting to arise regarding our commercial ties. How do you address worries about their trade relationship in light of this? All right. So I think Jefferson did not believe like in um trading with Britain. He believed more with France. So yeah. The public does see the contradiction between Adams being pro-Britain and British ships being disruptive. All right, cool. And that seemed to help us a little bit. We could even win Rhode Island. Debates are raging over whether a society based on agriculture can adequately meet the needs of emerging urban centers. Does your human farmer centric ideal contradict with the urban sphere? Um, hmm. Probably not the third one. We'll do the second one too. Focus on infrastructure more broadly is fairly popular. Okay, cool. Cool. Right, that'll work. That'll work fine. You have written a lot within the past year about the importance of sanitation to curb disease. Would there be any particular measures you would take as president for disease control? Probably not the third one. Yeah, we'll do the first one. This is a reasonable approach. One cannot get diseases from the old world on a vessel to the new world. Okay, cool. All right, this is a really good mod so far. So, um, yeah. That did hurt us a little bit. However, yeah, we're still gonna. So, following the successes of the Haitian Revolution, some American military advisors are concerned that a similar rebellion could arise within the United States if you were to limit trade with Haiti or seize any unofficial aid to the island's independence movement. Would that reduce any risk of slave revolt in your own words? Um, mm, let's just not let's just not comment on it. Very well. All right. Yeah, because I feel like if we comment on it, it'd make things worse. So once again, federalist surrogates attack your views on Christianity um with you being referred to as an infidel against Christ. How will you respond to such claims? All right, let's do the second one. Quoting the Gospel is a strong way to counter the deism. Cannot you may be deceiving the public, but how would they know? All right. To what extent will you play on divisions between Alexander Hamilton and President Adams? All right, attack Adams. Keep the pressure on Adams. All right, cool. All right. The Bank of the United States has faced criticism from some, particularly from rural communities, who believe these monetary policies would only favor the gentry. Could the idea for a national bank possibly concede with the Republican government? All right. Um, 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 we'll do the third one to that. This is in accord with your party then. Okay. I think that was a good thing. Yeah, because we went up in the popular vote. So I'm pretty sure that was a good thing. September 1800, a rebellion for slaves have been thwarted in Virginia. Federalists argue that Democratic Republicans are ultimately responsible for the revival of insurrection movements. What shall you take to prevent disasters like this rebellion from occurring? Mention the Sedition Acts. Repurposing is a okay. All right. 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 Okay. Okay. All right. What would you say to those who fear that Irish immigrants, with their loyalty to the Catholic Church, may undermine American democracy? Do you see a political risk in the growing numbers of foreign voters in the United States? Alright. Um, let's agree fully and see what happens. Your base is largely on board with nativism, but the Federalists counter with the D. Okay, alright. Yeah, they keep. That's like their only base of attack is just calling Jefferson a deist. Like, that's the only Federalist attack. That's probably why they lost the election. September 10, 1800. Hostility is becoming rampant over the Treaty of Mortefontaine. Many have criticized its failures to lead to the compensation for American shipment and their losses over the conflict. Sorry, pardon me. I'm still sick, so alright. Well, we don't want to do peace is peace because, because it's hostility, so let's do the second thing. More pressure on Adams. Okay, cool. Alright. Build this a little bit. Are there any particular attacks against the character and ability of Thomas Jefferson? I think that was written in John Adams' like point of view, but I'm not sure. All right, Prince Louisiana, yeah. Expansion is not necessarily one of the foremost issues. Still, it could have been a point to bring in more support. So, all right, cool. All right, that helped us a lot. All right, all right, we're almost done. Skepticism has been growing about whether a system of electors could yield a clear result. What is your final response to skeptics who question the clarity and fairness of the selection process given the likelihood of producing uncertain results? um, I'm confident. All right. It's always good to reassure your party. Okay. Maryland. Well, actually, we're winning Maryland by 18. So let's go to Rhode Island. Let's go to Rhode Island. Let's go to Rhode Island. All right. We're definitely going to win. This was a great mod. I like this mod. Really good. All right. That's New Jersey. Okay, we won Maryland, of course. So, yay. Let's just go to final result. And we won. That was expected. Rhode Island. Okay. All right. All right. We won. Next. All right. Well, we go ahead and. All right. And these are the people who made the mod. So shout out to all these people who made the mod. All right, team. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe, and I will see y'all next time we play as Jefferson in 1804. All right, see y'all then. Bye bye.